Hi guys, so today is still the 13th of February 2019 and it's now 16:58 or 4:58 in the afternoon over in the UK. I just wanted to quickly update an interpretation that I just kind of put out and have been putting out for a while in relation to the volcano I think that's going to erupt in the Italian or Italy region. I've mentioned Stromboli before a couple of times, but it's always just kind of like a second option to Etna. But I think it's likely to look at it as the main option. The reason I say that is because in this scene, uh, we know that on the apple there's a volcano. The volcano being on the apple could be like the volcano on the island next to a country that's shaped like a boot. And we know that Italy is that shape and has such an island next to it with a volcano on it. And that could be Mount Etna. But also, not too far, here's where Mount Etna is. Just up here, alone by itself in the middle of the ocean, is Stromboli, and it sits across from Italy, the island or the country that is shaped like a boot. So it's possible that this is the one that we should be looking at. And I say that again because I don't know why I never clocked it before, but if the volcano is Stromboli and it's on the apple, then there is such a dessert called Stromboli, and it is commonly made with apples. And I think that could be a layered interpretation that the apple and the volcano are supposed to signify Stromboli, as in the volcano that sits off the coast of Italy. So then I started having a look a bit further and thinking, okay, I have heard reports of Stromboli possibly causing a tsunami in the past, but it's nothing like they focused on, Kilauea or Mount Etna or even La Cumbre Vieja. But this one, here we are within the last 24 hours, reports relating to Stromboli and tsunamis. So, Stromboli tsunami seen by Petrarch. Obviously, this is not one that has actually been seen recently. They're saying that they've seen evidence of tsunamis in the past being generated from flank collapses of the Stromboli volcano. The volcanic island of Stromboli caused three tsunamis in the Middle Ages and could do so again, according to a new US-Italian study. And I just find it interesting that these studies, they kind of get published over and over again, but they're even more interesting when I'm looking out for something like that potentially happening moving into Valentine's Day, and all these different connections like Stromboli, Apple, dessert. Maybe that's the reference that we're supposed to be taking it as in putting those two things together and coming up with the dessert Stromboli, and then linking the dessert Stromboli to the volcano. But that's pretty much how I'm looking at it now. And I think the Stromboli volcano is linked to the tsunami in the Mediterranean, which is repeated here, shown once here with Italy, the island Stromboli, and the tsunami. And I think is repeated here again with this eruption in the background and a tsunami going on. And I say that because it seems to be connected to the Middle East with the coalition fighter jets attacking a mosque, which happened recently. So this next part, what's happening in the background, could happen soon, if that is the correct interpretation. And again, seems to be connected to this scene here, where again, if this is Egypt reference, it has its coast along the Mediterranean, where there seems to be a volcanic eruption in the background again, which again could relate to Stromboli causing this tsunami coming forward in that region. And then the other layer is on the same day, or roughly around the same time, I would assume, as the tsunami happening in that region. We have an underground detonation, which I covered in the last video just posted, which seems to cause an earthquake on this side, on the east coast. I would assume an, something large, like a 9 or above, and that would obviously affect any power stations along the east coast. So, nuclear meltdown, blackout, and then the tsunami comes in. And then the third interpretation could possibly happen on the same day or the following day with Kilauea, having the connection to Obama, Hawaii, and that could erupt on the west coast, cause a tsunami on the west coast, affecting the Pacific and all the countries and islands in the Pacific. There you have your three tsunamis: Mediterranean, Atlantic, and Pacific. Two caused by volcanoes, one caused by a nuclear underground detonation. And from there, you're looking at other events, which we've discussed. But first, look out for the Stromboli volcano erupting. We're still keeping an eye on Etna, but with the Apple reference and the volcano, layering them both together, you get more of a connection with Stromboli than you do with Etna. So looking out for that. You guys, thanks for listening. Have a good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and may the Heavenly Father bless you.